Hi guys, shooting full of holes here, and haven't made a video for you guys in a while. And one of the reasons is that I had ordered a Diana Model 48, and 4 or 5 months went by and nothing. So I don't know what the problems are with Diana, and I hope it's not the last we see of them. So I had to do some scrounging around, and I found a Diana Model 350 Magnum, the Panther version, at Air Guns of Arizona. So in the beginning, I'm not too happy because I said, well, it's not the wooden stock, it's not the N-Tech, but well, this is the Diana I'm stuck with, and I will just get it. Now, this is just my 2 cents. I know there's plenty of videos out there. There's even a video comparing these two same air rifles just with wooden stocks. I have the Walther Paris here in 22 caliber, and this is also, the Diana is also 22 caliber. So, biggest difference, the price. The Walther Paris I got one for $150, and the Diana I picked up for $400. Now the Diana has been at that price probably for the past 10 years. So, you know, yeah, it's $400, but it feels like it's a little less now. So anyway, one of the things that I realized when I got the Diana right off the bat is the bluing is very rich and shiny, very well done. Just, you know, very, very well done bluing. The Walther Paris is a little bit dull, you know, in that sense. The bluing isn't as shiny and rich. But, you know, for $150, I'm not complaining. The stock, the synthetic stocks of both are very good, very well made. The Walther's tends to be a little bit better. It has that palm swell, which really helps, you know, for shooting and really figuring out where your hand's going to go. The checkering's a lot more positive. But the nicest thing about the Walther is that the butt pad's actually made out of rubber. The Diana does not actually have that rubber butt pad. It's all molded in one. And so it feels a little different. You know, it's plastic more than it's rubber. But I like the nice, tight, sleek look that the stock has. And it also makes the rifle a little bit lighter. So the checkering's all nice and positive. So, I mean, both good synthetic stocks. The iron sights on both rifles, very good, very similar. They function the same way. The Diana's a little bit longer, maybe because of the stock and the barrel. So it's about a couple inches longer than the Walther. But, you know, very relatively the same, both of them. Now the Diana, I have put a Hawk 3-9x40 with a UTG mount, one-piece mount, and I'll tell you that mount, that system is rock solid. Very good scope, very good mount. The mount is not barrel drooping or barrel droop compensating, which I'm glad I didn't need for the Diana. The Diana seems to be very well made in that respect. Now, the biggest difference between these two air rifles is really shooting them. Now, the Diana has that TO6 trigger that is butter smooth. The Walther Paris has a decent, good trigger, but it's not as butter smooth as that TO6 trigger. There's just something to be said about Diana's TO6 trigger that, I mean, it's just a phenomenal trigger, which, you know, can add to the accuracy, especially down range at longer distances. Now, the other thing between these two is the way they shoot. The Walther Paris has a very clean cocking action and a very clean shooting action. It's almost like shooting a gas ram break barrel. The Diana is very well known for having its mechanical sounds. When you break and cock it, it has that scrunchy, you know, spring compression sound, and when you shoot it, it has a little bit of that twang and vibration through the shot and towards the end. The Walther Paris is actually louder than the Diana downrange. It sounds like a little 22 short going off, and it could be because of that very clean action that makes it sound like that. But both rifles have tremendous amount of power. Really, both of them are around the 24 foot-pounds of energy and 22 caliber. And they're both very, very accurate. Now, I did some accuracy tests here, and the one thing about the Diana, doesn't matter what pellets you put through it, it tends to group them really well. It's a good 9 out of 10. It doesn't seem to be pellet picky, where the Walther Paris seem to be more pellet picky. The ones that would not do very well in Walther Paris do very well in the Diana. So I'll bring this up on the screen, but you'll see that most of the groups are very decent. But the Gamma Hunters, as usual, they never tend to group very well. So the other thing that I did is I realized that both rifles do very well with Craftsman hollow points, Craftsman Premier hollow points. So I decided to do kind of like a little shoot test between this, the Diana Walther Paris, and my K98, which is basically a Diana also. But now granted, I'm using open sights on the Walther Paris, but all three of them group really, really, really well at 10 yards. And I know at 20 they do very well too. So, but that's cool that that pellet will do very well in all three, because it's a go-to pellet. I can just grab it and let's go. I don't have to worry or think too much about what it's doing with the groups. So I took the Walther Paris and the Diana out to 20. The Walther with open sights, man, 5-shot group did really well, as always it does. The Diana, I had to adjust the sights a little bit, and I did a 2-shot group, but then I decided, so I adjusted the sights, then I decided to shoot a 3-shot group, but I didn't want to shoot it so close to the first group. So I picked the dash on the left and just the tip of the dash, and did a 3-shot group, and did very well at 20 yards. I was actually pretty impressed. I was like, okay, this rifle is doing what it's supposed to be doing. But this is where I do my homework, shoot it back to 10 yards, and the Walther Paris did well at 10 yards, but I think, from outside sunlight to inside basement light, and from scope to iron sights, my eyes were a little bit blurry, so I just tried to go through the shooting cycles. But it seems to be shooting a little bit to the left, but I think it's more me than the rifle. Anyway, the Diana shot at 10 yards. First shot went down about 3 inches. I mean, insane. So I took the other 4 shots, and there's a group there. So I decided to, shoot the next target, do another 5-shot group. And it's shooting a little bit to the left at 10 yards, but still pretty much dead on. So, very accurate rifle. I'm going to have to do a little bit more homework with it, 20, 30, 40, whatever. But I am so glad I got this rifle, to be honest. I didn't really want a break barrel Diana, but seeing that I have the Mauser K98, I was like, well, the K98 is pretty similar to the model 48. Which is a side lever. So I said, well, there's no point in having 2 side lever or under lever and a side lever. So I said, well, maybe. And I've heard a lot about the 350. I said, well, it is pretty powerful and everything. So all right, let's get it. And I'm so glad. I'm really glad I got this. Now I have 1 scoped break barrel and open sights. So I just grab the one that I want and go. The K98 is more of a rifle that I like to leave in the safe and not really hunt with it. So these are going to be my break barrel hunting rifles, and I'm glad I've got both. So if you're able to scrounge some money and find one of these things, because they're really going out the window and the door and everything, they're just going. and replacing them seems to be tough nowadays. So if you're able to find a Diana, like I always say, then go out in the woods, put up a target, and shoot them full of holes.